All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is you two. This is Pastor Dow. The morning walk to the dining hall again this morning. I want to talk to you all about the ignorance of religious people. You know, when I started coming out of the religion of Christianity, I didn't depart from Jesus Christ. Some of you call him Yahuwah. Some of you call him Yahweh Shai. Some of you call him Yeshua. Some of you call him Yahshua. Um, I want to make this statement right here, and hopefully it can put a defibrillator on the minds of the people. Somehow, some way, people think that if you twist your tongue a certain way, that's going to make you more spiritual on pronunciation. And it's hard. Listen to this statement. Listen to it very closely so that many of you don't get caught up in the warp and the trap of religion. Because when you look at religious people, they're pretty vain. And what I mean by pretty vain is they have no power. You know, it's utterly amazing. It's utterly amazing. The traps, the mind blocks that we allow ourselves to get into listening to certain theologies and listening to certain philosophies. All right. We all know, for those of us who still are not genetically modified, haven't been fluoride induced half to death drinking of a miserable water supply, we all know that if I mention Jesus Christ, we all know that the name Jesus historically was a name that people used commonly during that day, just like John today, all right? But we all know, and the spirit realm knows, that when you say Jesus Christ in the English vernacular, that you're only talking about one person. That is the exact same person that people who twist their tongue to come up with the name Yeshua or Yahshua or Yahweh or Yahuwah. The list goes on. Pick one. But that is, it's comical, really. That is the same exact name. And that is the same exact person, while men in their carnality may disagree on how to twist their tongue and pronounce his name. It's hard for someone to not see that I assume we all are talking about the same person. Again, whether you like it or not, we're talking about the same person. And whether you like it or not, this is the truth. I haven't seen people who come up with all these names display any of the power that is read about, that you read about in that Bible, that the Most High said, the Messiah did, that these signs will follow them that believe. You got these people out here with all these different names, and yet they have not cast out one devil. They have not healed one person sick. And when you watch their lifestyle, it pales in comparison to being set apart, like the book says, being holy, which is means set apart, or being sanctified. The heart is still in the same old condition that it was when it first came in. It's just a sad situation. So, and then you got the people who would take issue, and they'll say, we don't do JC, but you don't do anything. But it's amazing because whether you like it or understand it or not, Jesus Christ is the English way. And I've got a newsletter on my website at straightwaytruth.com, www.straightwaytruth.com. I got a wonderful newsletter on that website. Go check it out. But all of these people speak English, they speak broken Hebrew, and if we're so bent on returning to what you call the native tongue, where are you going to learn Hebrew from? Yiddish? These Ashkenazis that are Yiddish, they speak Yiddish, a Germanic so-called Hebrew slang. No, the ancient Hebrew language is a dead language. It's the truth, and ain't nobody today that is going to restore that language. See, that's the reason why the communication of the heart, Yah knows the heart, and the spirit will bear witness and testify Who has the power? But when you people get out there, get caught up in these name thing, and you arguing over these names and trying to figure out what in the world is his name, his name, and they take issue with his name, that's not the gospel. That is not the gospel. Go back and read the book again. Stop being deceived by false teachers and false prophets and get back to the message. And then you'll see that the ones who preach the gospel, you can tell those who are his because they live it. Meaning you're just going to get caught up in that deception and web. That's all there's to it. Ain't nothing nobody can do about it. Somebody asked me, well, what names do you use? I said, I use Jesus Christ. I use Yeshua. But regardless of what I'd used as far as the name, I'm still talking about the same historical figure. But the power and authority comes from heaven. It comes from Shemaim, who knows what we're saying. Come out of her, my people, and get away from these people that make up and bring divisions with doctrines of men. Get away from that stupid stuff. If they all so spiritual, tell them all to shut up and stop talking English and quit using J's and try to restore the language and see how see how far they get trying to communicate with someone with this broken Hebrew and these broken terms and languages and everything else that they come up with. Shalom.